All right.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be together. If you can hear me, I'm at a place where they're doing a fire alarm test. It's not, I know we have big news today, but this was not planned. So I'm going to mute myself until the fire alarm passes. But great to have everyone here with us today.
Okay, Steve, just a little extra drama.
Just a teeny bit. So there we go. Hey, everyone, thanks so much. It's coming up on 2 o'clock here in the East Coast. We're going to get started here. We're going to give people about another minute or maybe 2 minutes before we get started. We're super excited. We've got, I guess, the whole gang here today. Yeah, Jacob, I assume the ambiance was the was the fire alarms we had going off. So if just, I know as folks are joining us, if you hear fire alarms in the back, they're just testing the fire alarms. Hey, Doug, so great to have you here, Doug. Look forward to, I know you and I are going to be connecting on some stuff soon, so super excited about that. Yeah, great to see
If
everybody. We've
you're
got
on the chat, throw in where your shop's at, where the name of your shop is. We're super excited to have everyone on. It's cool that every time we get on this call, we have probably a couple hundred new shop friends that we get to talk to and talk about new features and keep you guys up to date on what we're doing. We try to do these as often as we can, and it's a great time to try to give you guys transparency of what we have going on at Steer and Auto Ops.
absolutely. Yeah, keep throwing your shop name and where you're at in the chat.
Love
It's
it.
great to see it. I think I saw, did I see Jim Anderson name? Yep. Hey, Jim. Great to see you. Thanks so much, as always, for being here. Yeah, keep throwing them in there. We're going to get started. Give us another, if you can bear with us, another minute or two. We definitely want to be sensitive to your time. We are grateful for the time that you take to be with us. Some of you, I'd love for you also, maybe as you're dropping your things in your shop name and your location in the chat. How many town halls have you been to? I'm curious if some of you come to these regularly. If you come here, were you at the last one? Were you at the one we did one in July, we did one in May. So Joshua, this is your first time. Great to have you on a town hall. That's awesome. Great. Bobby. Yeah, thanks so much, everyone. All of them. Doug, yes.
I've got some of my distributors on here too. I'm glad they showed up. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Great. A lot of first time folks, which is awesome. Got some veterans here, which is great. Give us another minute and we're going to get started here, folks. Thanks so much. We are definitely grateful. We want to be good stewards of your time. We know you're taking time away from something else that you're doing to be with us. And maybe you're running your business, fixing a car, doing something to continue to grow your business. So we're grateful for the time that you're taking.
And for the more enterprise and multi-shop clients who I get to work with often, we're very happy to have you here. It's kind of cool. We have such a wide range of Auto Ops and Steer customers, from people who have one shops and are looking to massively add efficiency to their business. So maybe they can grow or maybe they can step out of the business, everything up to people who have hundreds of locations. So hopefully everyone gets a little bit of a different piece. Some pieces will apply to you. Some pieces might apply to people with small organizations, but the great part is there's a little bit for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, thanks so much. We're going to get started here in a second. Once again, if you're just joining us, thanks for coming to our August town hall. We're going to take the next about 45 minutes or so to introduce you to stuff, to talk about stuff, and we're excited that you could be here. So why don't we get started? Today is a special day for a number of reasons. And the first one, I would probably be remiss. Now, I would ask you to go and quickly throw in the chat why you think today is a special day. Do any of you know why today is a special day? And I will say it.
I saw some good guesses earlier, Steve.
You saw some good guesses? Well, we're going to talk about why today is a special day. And first, real quick, just so I can throw the agenda up here, real quick welcome. What's new in Auto Ops? We have some big news. What's new in Steer? We'll talk about the engagement multiplier and Q&A. And so we'll have some time for Q&A. Many of you know we take some Q&A at the end of this. We always love to hear your questions. But we do have an anniversary. Some folks, it is not National Cream Cheese Day. I mean, it might actually be National Cream Cheese Day, but I'm not saying that that's what we're celebrating. But great for cream cheese. National Steve Day. No, that's not true either. It is an anniversary today. And for some of you who did guess it, absolutely. 1 year ago, AutoOps and Steer came together. 1 year ago today. This was just a clip from our announcement video where we at AutoOps, we announced it. We have been together for now a year. It's exceeded all my expectations. People ask me all the time, hey, how's it going? How's it going since you and Steer came together, AutoOps and Steer came together? And I say over and over again, it's been great. It's been awesome. And I've been through a number of sort of mergers or things like that. And I can say far and above, this one has exceeded all my expectations. And we're going to talk about that idea of expectation today. So if you guessed that this was the 1 year anniversary, yeah, Stephen, I don't know, you have any thoughts? I mean, obviously you're the front and center, you were announcing it. Didn't know if you had any thoughts about us coming together with Steer a year ago.
Yeah, I can just say I'm happy that everything I said in that video about our mission and what we plan to do has come true. We've dumped a ton more resources into AutoOps. We haven't slowed down. If anything, we've speeded up. We've added more on our support side. We've added more features. We added more integrations. It's not something where the platform slowly went away. We've invested heavily into both products. I'm glad that we've added special features for AutoOps customers who did transition to Steer. There's a lot of cool extra features that you get. So we've built into the power of Steer while continuing also building AutoOps no matter what CRM platform you're on.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, we got other folks here. We got Greg Rainville. We got Gabriella here. We are excited to have the team here together, not only celebrating our anniversary, but also to continue to talk to you about some big things we have coming. So I want to talk to you this afternoon, really quickly about something I call the GAP principle. And I'm going to go through this really quick, but I want you to, this sort of, for all of us, we really, when we think about how important it is that we really deliver for the industry and deliver for you, this is something that goes through in my mind. There's actually another anniversary that took place not too long ago. I'll give you 10 seconds to guess who that is. That is an anniversary that took place about 3 weeks ago. That is actually my and my wife's 31st anniversary. And I was thinking about this as I thought about the GAP principle. The GAP principle is a principle that I learned a long time ago. I'm actually going to give credit to an old friend named Michael Cahill. And he taught me about the GAP principle a long time ago. And the GAP principle is basically this. It's the gap that exists between what your expectations are and reality. What your expectations are in reality. And I know all of you in your personal life. I threw up that picture of my wife and I because a long time ago when I first started my marriage 31 years ago, I really thought about this and you can all understand it when we think about this. You know, I expect you to be home when you say you will be home, or I expect us to go on a date once a week. And all of you can probably fill in the blank of things that you expect of your family members, of your friends, of your coworkers. And any time that we experience a gap between what we expect and what actually happens, that leads to disappointment, discouragement, and frustration. So anytime that you say, hey, I'm going to be home at this time and you're not, or anytime you say, yeah, we're going to go on a date once a week and we don't, that leads to that disappointment, discouragement, and frustration. And I'm sure all of you can think about things in your own life that you're like, whenever there's a gap between what you expect and what actually happens, you get disappointed or discouraged or it grows into this frustration. And when I think about that, the idea is that you can close the gap. If you can close the gap that exists between your expectations and reality, meaning if what you expect and what actually happens are one and the same, it leads to satisfaction and encouragement and partnership and all those things that sort of we want to experience in life. And when I think about this and I think about us as a business, I think about what you expect from us. What you as shops, what you as business owners, partners that are on this call, by the way, I know we have partners on this call as well. When all of you think about Steer, you think about AutoOps, you think about what the products we deliver, the service that, you know, the support that we offer, you have expectations of us. You expect to be able to easily reach someone when you need some support or you need some help. You expect us to keep improving Steer and AutoOps with new features. And you expect to get great results in your business for the investment that you make in us. And it's really important. We take these really serious because you have expectations. And what we hope is to be able to deliver on those expectations. And we take that really seriously. And as we start this afternoon, just in this town hall, I wanted to remind you how important it is that we take that, not only that responsibility to, not that we can meet every expectation. I'm sorry, there's a fire alarm going on in the back. They're doing fire alarm testing where we're at. But I want to talk through this, and I'm just going to give you a second to read through that. You know, when we talk about what we think you should expect from us, you can expect customer support that exceeds your expectations. You can expect that we'll build products that positively impact the growth of your business. You can expect frequent town halls like we've been having. So this is your first time. You can expect to receive a lot of them. I mean, you can expect to have a lot of town halls where we're going to share with you information. You can expect, and for our industry partners here, you can expect that we're going to be great industry partners, that we want to maintain best in class partnerships to help shops get the best results. And maybe not most importantly, but certainly something that I know is important for all of us is that you can expect us to keep our word. And I think as we think about this, we'll do our best to set expectations clearly, and then we'll come through. And when we fall short, you can feel free to tell us. Those are the kind of things that we want you to know that you can expect from us. And we hope that we can always meet those expectations. But we know that we'll fall short at times, and we understand that. And don't hesitate to tell us where we do. So as we think about that, I wanted to kind of talk about when we think about, if for some of you this is your first town hall, in our previous town halls, we went through a few things. And I'm sorry if that siren in the back hopefully you can hear me. Can they still hear me? Gabriella, can everyone still hear me okay?
Yeah, we can still hear you just fine.
Okay, great.
Don't worry, it's not as loud, Chaz.
Okay, great. Yeah. Okay, good. It just stopped. So a couple town halls ago, we talked about how we position ourselves in our company and our products in the industry. And we talked about how, we clearly don't deal with the back bay, the operations in the bays. We don't deal with your inventory. We don't deal with your accounting system. But we do deal with everything in the front of the shop. And when we think about it, we also look out the front door of your shop, because we think about, we want to engage with customers every single way that they engage with you. And we want to give you the tools and the technology, the solutions that help you to look out your front door and both invite and engage customers however they come to you. We talked about that 2 town halls ago. And then just last town hall, I talked about sort of the expectation you can have around our speed, and that we want to deliver to you a steady stream of products and services, and that we're going to get these to you quickly, and that we want to hear feedback from you. And we know that this industry is moving quickly. I'm sure all of you can think about new technologies that didn't exist a year ago or 2 years ago. And so as we think about it, our commitment is, and what you can expect from us, is that we're going to continue to deliver new products and new services and new capabilities to you. In the spirit of that, and in the spirit of sort of like even coming together today, I wanted to remind you of some facts that we deal with AutoOps. And one of the things that drove us to introduce to you something big today that we're super excited about. We know, and I'm sure many of you know, that a lot of your appointments come through your online scheduling. For us, 2/3 of the AutoOps appointments that come to us, and Stephen, I think we passed 1 million appointments booked just a couple months ago, right? It was at 1 million a couple months ago.
Yeah, I mean, we're headed toward 2 million, probably on track to do 5 million this year.
Yeah. So when we think about all the things that we've done, and we look at how we measure and how we continue to help you engage with your customers, like that idea of looking out your front door of your shop and engaging with customers, we were reminded about the fact that 2/3 of your appointments come through website traffic. And because that means so much to us, and I have to be really honest with you, we have a lot of shops that they have either no websites, or they have a website that maybe doesn't really meet their needs. And because of that, we kind of took a long, hard look at how we can continue to help you engage with your customers and grow your business. And so I just want to show you something really quickly. So when we think about, and we're super excited, when we think about all the things that we've done for shops and all the things that we're trying to equip them with, today we're announcing that we are now going to be delivering websites for shops. AutoOps websites, we call it in terms of equipping your shop, in terms of equipping your customers with the kind of things they need to be able to engage with you. We have, from our perspective, really dug in deep and said, we want to deliver to you all. And we understand that some of you have websites and you're like, that doesn't really meet my needs right now, or that doesn't what I need. But there's so many shops out there. We deal with multiple shops every single day that say, I don't either have a website or I don't have a website that serves and meets my needs. And so today we're announcing that we are going to be delivering AutoOps websites. It'll be delivered as part of the AutoOps package. It is a scheduler that is only going to be $100. It's going to be a website that's only $100 a month. And for shops that either don't have a website or have a subpar website, we're going to be delivering websites. These are highly SEO optimized websites that we're going to generate. We're going to help generate using AI. And when we say AI, this is what we mean. We are going to be scraping an existing website if there's one. We're going to be reading all your Google profile information. We're going to be consuming reviews, and we're going to take all that information to help you produce and help stand up an amazing looking website with a choice of templates that we will automatically populate. These will be data-driven, SEO optimized, AI generated websites that are going to not just transform in terms of your website and your online presence, but we know that it's going to allow you to engage with your customers in the most optimal way to continue to grow your business. We're super excited about this. We understand that not everybody needs a website. Some of you are totally content with what you have, and that's totally great. But there are countless shops out there that need to improve their online presence, to facilitate online scheduling. And all of these things are going to be both fully featured and easy to use. Modern professional templates, AutoOps built right into it. And I think I just saw someone online. We're going to be using AI to generate imagery, content, all of these things. Obviously, that you can override and you can use all your own content as well. I'm going to jump over really quickly, and I'm going to just show you something really fast. Let me just switch over really quickly, and let me just do this. There you go. You can see this is our AutoOps website builder, all the tools that you would expect in a modern website builder. By the way, all of this, just as a reminder, you are not going to have to you're not going to have to come up with all this content. We have a full infrastructure that is going to be building out this website along with you. They're going to take input from you, input from existing websites, input from your Google profile, and so on, and that we're going to be building stuff that can accelerate your ability to improve or to even stand up your online presence. All the tools that you would expect to see in a modern website builder, the ability for you to come in and make whatever changes you want. I recognize that some of you, in the same way you use AutoOps, AutoOps has a ton of features, a ton of capabilities. And some of you set up AutoOps and you don't really use it. You don't really get in and tweak some of the settings anymore. And some of you are in it all the time. You're adding blockers, you're tweaking the issue tree, you're adjusting capacity to make sure that it really meets your needs. And really in the same spirit, in the same way, your website, if you want to stand it up and almost set it and forget it, you can do that. We will assist. We have a team that's going to be standing by to help you in all ways around your website. If you want to get in there and if you want to make adjustments yourself to quickly make a change, you can make changes to any content here and republish the site within a minute. Like I said, AutoOps is built right into it. We're going to be bringing all your reviews from Google. You'll be able to have all the services that you offer, anything about you, coupons, all those things that you're going to want to do. Easily navigate, make changes. We'll support things like photo galleries and all the things that you might want to do. Coupons that are connected to AutoOps, so that when you're having a coupon code and you want to have it passed into AutoOps to make sure that it's being attributed to a lead or to an appointment, you're going to be able to do that. You're going to want to support a careers page or maybe a warranty page, a photo gallery, blog for content in terms of just helpful articles. Some of you offer financing. So all these things are going to be built out within your website, all for a really reasonable price per month. And to whatever degree that you want to engage with this website, you're going to be able to do that. So we're super excited to be able to introduce this and offer it to you. If you are interested, there's going to be when we bring back the slideshow, which I'll do here in a second, our slide deck, you're going to see a QR code. I think someone from our team's also going to put in a link to our put a link to, there we go, put a link. You'll see a QR code in the lower left-hand corner of that slide. If you want to get started right now, we are creating sort of like a priority list. If you want to get a sort of like priority access to AutoOps websites, you can go ahead and do that. Click on that link. And you can go ahead and sign up for that. We'll have our team members reach out to you. We're going to take you through a very quick onboarding process. Like I said, that'll consume all that information and stand up your AutoOps website. So we recognize also, first of all, that, and let me just go to my next slide. Like I said, some of you don't have a website, or you might have an aged one and you're just really looking to say, how can I create a really SEO optimized site? And I don't want to have to go through, weeks and weeks of trying to figure out how do I set up a website. You're going to be able to do it literally within, it could be an hour, it could be a day, depending on how much you really want to tweak and how much you want to do. But we're going to help you. Like I said, we're going to get you a really far into the process, and we're going to walk with you every step of the way. How you use it, like I said, is up to you. If you want to get in there and really, we have our team standing by. We also, you're going to have the tools to access it yourself. And then some of you may sit here and say, you know what, I have a website. Maybe you're using a website with one of our partners. That's totally great. We love our partners in this industry, and we are going to continue to be best in class partners. And so if you're using, maybe you have needs that go beyond what our AutoOps sites, we're not intending to be a full marketing company. So if you're thinking about deep pay-per-click or super, like maybe really deep, some website analysis, or maybe some specialized website functionality, we have partners that we're more than happy to make an introduction to, or more than happy to support as you continue to partner with those. So we are very grateful for our partners. We'll continue to support, encourage our partners. So as we all we want to make sure that we're up leveling the entire industry. And there's a lot of shops out there that just need support on their websites, and we wanted to make sure we could deliver on that. So I know there's some questions that are coming in about that. We're going to absolutely handle a lot of these in the Q&A time. So we're super excited. Once again, some of you may say, I don't need a website, and that's okay. Tune into the next town hall. We've got more things coming. We're excited about what we're going to be introducing you to, because we want to stay true to our commitment. And we've set the expectation that you can expect us to deliver new products, new features, new capabilities to continue to help grow your business. So that's what we're going to do. AutoOps websites are one step in that process and of delivering you new capabilities to power your website. So I know we're going to answer. So I know maybe some folks in the chat, some of our team might be answering some questions. We'll do our best, and then we'll hang on as long as you want afterwards to answer all the questions that come in. So want to remind us, as we sort of like bring a close to our introduction of AutoOps websites, that 30% of consumers is the latest statistic that we've seen, making that they won't even consider making a purchase from an auto shop without a website. So something to keep in mind. It's really important that our online presence be representative of the kind of service and the kind of shop that you are. And we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to support you along the way. So moving on from AutoOps websites, I wanted to introduce you one more thing that's coming with AutoOps. It's coming very soon, coming next month, which is availability by technician. Some of you are really happy with the availability and the capacity that we have able to set up within AutoOps today. You set up your blockers really well. You're setting up your capacity limits. You're using the drop-off and waiter appropriately, and that's great. But some of you have said to us, hey, we really need to make sure that we're able to schedule based on the availability or the skills and the capacity of the specific technicians that work in our shop. And we are going to be delivering availability by technician. So that's coming in September. We're super excited about it. It seems like we've had more and more shops asking for this and just saying, hey, I really need to be able to manage my shop a little bit better when I have a certain tech that can do certain things, and I have other techs that can do other things, and other techs that can't do certain things. So that's coming real soon. We're excited to be able to offer to help make sure that AutoOps will be able to always book in a way that fits your shop, and that's our goal.
One thing I just wanted to add on this is that I do want people to understand, currently today, you could still say, hey, I have 3 technicians who are able to do oil changes, so I'm going to limit AutoOps by saying I can only do 3 oil changes per time slot. So there's a lot you can do today in AutoOps, but being able to do it by the technician just drills down and makes it even a little less of a setup and concern for your team by saying, hey, I have these technicians that can do these services.
Yeah, that's great. And Mike, I see Mike's question, can we assign vehicle brands to technicians? Mike, we'll get into that in a Q&A time of the things that we're going to be able to do and things we're not. And that's going to be also an evolving feature as well. So Great. So super excited about that. So AutoOps website's available by technician. In a second, I'm going to hand it over to Gabriella, who's going to begin to talk to us about some new things within Steer. I know, Gabriella, we've been doing a ton of stuff. I know we have a lot of things that we're delivering. I'm so excited for you to talk to the folks about what's new in Steer.
Right. That's a hard act to follow. So websites are super exciting, and I promise we have some fun Steer stuff coming in the next few launches as well. So those who have come to a few town halls have probably heard me talk all about our call features, Caller ID Plus, Call Intelligence, just a smarter way to take calls. We had initially launched those features integrating into RingCentral. So those of you who use RingCentral as your phone system, those features all worked, but we just recently added Call Inbound. Call Inbound is an awesome phone system. Dave might even be on this call. He's the CEO and founder there. And they really specialize in the automotive space and have been an awesome partner. So really awesome. We've already had a few shops that have started using our phone features directly with Call Inbound. If you do use Call Inbound or RingCentral and you haven't checked out these features, highly recommend you watch the June Town Hall. There's a demo in there, or you can reach out to your CSM and have a personalized conversation about them.
Yeah, that's great. And Gabriella, is David, if you're here, just throw something in the chat. I'm not sure if they're here. I know many of you use Call Inbound. If you do use Call Inbound, just throw that in the chat. Just let us know you use Call Inbound. We're super excited to they're a great partner with us. So now we're integrating, yes, and I saw some other phone systems that people are posting. We will update you soon. I know I saw Brandon and Justin and others throw some in there. So yeah, Gabriella, Call Inbound, the integration with them to support our Call Pop and Call Intelligence is super exciting. I know David's and the Call Inbound team has a lot of shops that are going to be able to take advantage of this.
Awesome. Austin, Nick, you use Inbound. Great. Good to hear. Check out these features, the Call Intelligence and Caller ID if you haven't.
It's pretty cool to see, because I met David probably 2 years ago, and I was like, we were just talking phones, and I was like, it would be awesome if we just had a pop-up in Steer when someone calls. And he goes, we can make that happen. And then like fast forward, actually probably like a year and a half, to see this actually come to life is fantastic. But I appreciate everything that you guys have done to bring the two systems together, and this is awesome.
Awesome. All right. Next slide. Okay, so I want to talk about custom tokens for campaigns. This is really an easier way for you to create your campaigns. If you use Steer, you know we have a lot of dynamic tokens throughout the platform that let you automatically populate data like customer name and vehicle without having to manually update each and every campaign. Now we have the ability for you to create your own custom tokens, which is really great if you want to reference your technicians' names, or you want to reference, you have a lot of coupons you use and you don't want to constantly update those coupons in each and every campaign, or want a way to edit all of them at once. You'll see the example here on screen, might be a little bit hard to see, but it uses a dynamic expiration date. So let's say you always want your coupons to expire 30 days after send. If you create this new custom token, it doesn't matter if you send the campaign on January 1st or September 1st, that would automatically populate the expiration date with January 30th or September 30th and so on. So really, really a nice thing just to make it easier for you. And next is odometer-powered maintenance reminders. So we have this coming in just a few weeks. I know we've talked about this before, but lots of shops are super excited about it. Maintenance reminders traditionally in Steer work where you can set a time base. So you can say oil change is due every 6 months, for example, or something else is due every 2 years. Now we're getting really personalized based off of a vehicle's driving behavior. So if there's a vehicle that drives less often, only used once or twice a week, we will predict based on their driving behavior when they're likely to need that oil change or hit a certain odometer, and then wait to remind them until then. Or the opposite, if they drive a lot more, that reminder will come sooner. So it feels really, really targeted and personalized for your customers. Really helps you get better results too. And digital glove box. lot of customers really have come to expect having everything at their fingertips. They have their app, they can see everything. For every store they interact with, they'll have their app, their website where they can see everything. And that's not as true in the automotive space. So we're investing in our vehicle pages and our digital glove box experience so that you can deliver that same experience to your customers. And that means a place where they can log in, see all of their vehicles. If they have multiple vehicles, see their service reminders, their upcoming appointments, even manage things themselves. This is really awesome for fleets. It lets them see where each of their vehicles at, when it last came in for an appointment, what the odometer might be. Really great to help them keep track of their own vehicle drivers as well and keep them coming back to you more frequently. Other cool thing about this is that it will be really easily embeddable onto your website. So you can have a login to your digital glove box directly on your website or your AutoOps website, for example, and create a really connected experience between your website, your digital glove box, your text and email campaigns, and all of that. All right. And lastly, it's not all about new features. We're really partnering together on what is the best communication and campaign strategy so you get the best results. With that, we are constantly releasing new text and email templates. We just dropped a bunch of back to school, Labor Day, and fall templates. If you haven't seen them, log in, check them out. Just a little bit of a tidbit is shops that send at least one promotional or seasonal campaign a month, maybe two, get the best results. And those can be seasonally targeted, like a fall or a back to school, or it could just be a tire special or a slow day campaign, depending on where you are and what works with your business and your customers. And Steve, do you want to take it from here?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So one of the last things that we wanted to talk about today was that we are continuing to develop integrations between our platforms and others. So when we think about how do we make sure that we can serve as many shops as possible, and even as shops may be undergoing changes with what software they are, we're continuing to expand our pool of shop management systems that we integrate with. And this is in addition to all the partnerships we have and all the connections we have to other platforms. Like loyalty and rewards platforms. We talked about phones, but when we think about core shop management system, we recently added Andreoli software. So if any of you use HITS, we recently introduced that for AutoOps. It's coming for Steer, I think, in the next week. And we've improved. Tire Guru is coming, and when I say coming, I think it's probably by the end of next week. It'll be available. Shop Boss and RO Writer. We've improved with direct integrations with both of those. We're excited to partner with the companies behind those shop management systems to be able to deliver the best integration, because what the best integration does, it supports the best kind of functionality, making sure we have up-to-date information, making sure we're targeting the right customers, making sure that we're having up-to-date vehicle information. So excited about those new integrations and excited about the opportunities that it provides us to continue to build out not just our platforms, but continue to empower you as you use those shop management systems to both facilitate your work, but also to reach out and engage with your customers. So that's from a integration standpoint. Those are new. From a new features, Gabriella walked us through a number of things. We talked about the AutoOps availability by technician, and we introduced AutoOps websites. And also, when we think about sort of that gap principle, the gap between expectation and reality, I hope that we're meeting your expectations. I hope that the reality of what you're seeing and sensing from Steer is meeting your expectations. And we'd love to hear where it's not. We'd love to hear your feedback where you say, hey, I was kind of expecting this, but I'm not really getting it, because we want that gap to be as small as possible. We don't want you to be disappointed, discouraged, frustrated. We want you to be really content. Like, we want you to be happy with our products. We want you to get great results with it. And we want to make sure that you know we're a partner for yours for as long as we possibly can be. So continue to give us feedback. We're excited about the opportunity to introduce new products, please, now I know some of you are going to be able to stay for some Q&A time, which is great. If you can't, we know that, first of all, we appreciate the time that you've taken, but love for you to hang out. I know there's a lot of questions that came in. We'll answer as many of them as we possibly can. And we're going to have another town hall. You can continue to expect the same kind of things that we've been delivering, and we'll continue to deliver for you and for the industry. So thank you so much. I know we have some folks on our team that are going to be facilitating. We'll do our best to answer all the questions. I see a bunch of questions coming in. Please keep them coming. We'll do our best to, I say, get through all of them. So thank you so much. Like I said, please, if you have any interest in AutoOps websites, please go and sign up. Please get sort of like fill out that form. Let us know that you're interested. Our team's going to reach out to you. I know some people talked about the process of switching. Maybe if you have an existing website, we will walk you through that. We'll walk through the process of switching over. From our perspective, we think you're going to be really excited, not just about the website and the capabilities that you'll have, but about how easy it's going to be. So great. So let's go through some questions. Timeline. There we go. Timeline for combining platforms. So we are going to be combining the sign-in for our platforms as soon as possible. So I think, Gabrielle, did we say by the end of September we'll be combining sign-in? October. So John, thanks for the question. We are going to be combining the sign-in over the next year. You can expect to see the AutoOps and Steer dashboards come together. That's important for us. We know it's important for you. We definitely want to make it easier from a sign-in perspective, so you're not managing two usernames and passwords and things like that. So we will continue to do that. Keep an eye out, John. But we will be doing one is sort of single sign-on between the two, and then we'll actually be combining our dashboards. Just to let everyone know, our platforms are talking to each other all day. I mean, there's so many things that we're communicating back and forth, and we're beginning to see, we're seeing a lot of overlap in our platforms already. But when we talk about actually bringing, especially the dashboard experience together, you'll see that over the next year.
I want to interrupt with one thing super quickly. I saw a question about this earlier. As far as people who are using the Tire One program by US Auto Force, it's a great partnership of ours. AutoOps websites can absolutely work with tools like Tires Anytime, which is the tire purchasing platform that US Auto Force uses. It's absolutely compatible, and we'd love to get the Tires Anytime purchasing experience on any
Tire
of the
Connect
websites.
also. Tire Connect also. Yep. So really, any third-party tools that you're using on your website, you're going to be able to use with AutoOps websites. So that won't be an issue. We're excited to be able to support really whatever third-party tool you're going to bring. We'll be excited to do that.
And if John Napoli's here, I would highly recommend. John Napoli is the director of that program. It's a fantastic program for anyone who does high volume of tires. I definitely recommend checking it out. John, feel free to throw a link to the program in the chat.
Great. I saw a question come up. Yes, ProTractor Autoflow direct SMS integrations on the roadmap. And we do direct integration with ProTractor today. So want to make sure that Geo, hopefully you're aware of that. We do that on both AutoOps, both our AutoOps product and our Steer product. So we do that. Autoflow, not at this point. Gabriella, do you know anything about in terms of like any integration related to Autoflow?
No, nothing planned at this point.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So yes, Geo, absolutely. Gabriella, will there be any link to the Digital Glove Box to other integrations like Pit Crew?
Yes, Digital Glove Box actually already has Pit Crew. So our vehicle page that we have today has the Pit Crew rewards number directly on that page, and it'll be included as part of Digital Glove Box as well. And if you don't have that turned on, reach out to your CSM. They can help you do that.
Great.
If you already use Pit Crew.
Jesus asks, how will you host? Will we own the website? What will the website be built on? So the website will be built on the AutoOps Builder platform. How will you host? Now, just to be clear, most of you own your domain name already. If you don't have a domain name like stevesauto.com or whatever, we can certainly help. Actually, as part of our platform, we can help facilitate a purchase of a domain name. But you probably own your domain name already. It's probably registered at a registrar. And then there's something that gets a little more technical called DNS. So you will just be pointing your domain name to our platform to be able to do that. You won't own the website in terms of maybe I don't exactly know mean by own, but the content you can. There's actually a thing you can export the content out. So to some degree, you will have control and agency over your website. Right. Marisha, another question? If the websites are template type, will each be individualized to the shop, or will another shop possibly have a site that looks almost identical? We have templates that we will have. We will have a growing library of templates, and I'm sure many of you know if you you. It's so funny because a lot of websites are beginning to look more and more alike. What we hope is that we've provided all the tools that will help you to personalize it as much as you really want. Certainly, the content will be, and the imagery will be unique. We will make sure, like, if you don't have imagery to provide, meaning if you don't have like certain photos of certain things that you want to use, we are doing both AI generation. We have some stock photos, but we're doing AI generation of photos, and we really are going to try to match the tone and the feel and the persona of your shop as communicated that. So is it possible, Mark, there would be sites that have a similar resemblance? Sure, but you'll have your own. And once again, you'll be able to you'll have the control. If you want to make further changes to differentiate yourself in some way, you'll have full control to be able to do that. Right. And
one other thing I wanted to add for some of the stuff in the comments around, normally a website provider, you're going to pay $2,000 upfront for a setup fee. You're then going to pay a high monthly fee. Here, there's no setup fee involved. It's just $100 a month, and that gives you full access to be able to manage it, to be able to make changes, and everything that comes with that. So,
yep. And I think related to that, someone asked the question, what will it come with? What will that $100 come with? It's going to come with a support team. And remember, I said earlier about expectations. We're going to deliver you the support for your website that you need, but we're going to also give you the tools to be able to do the things that you want to do as well. So with a combination of our team helping and your ability to make the changes you want, we will be able to serve you. And so you can expect great service. We're, like I said, we're not a marketing company per se, meaning we're not going to run your pay-per-click campaign, or there may be some specialized things that you really want to do. And once again, like I said, we have best-in-class partners that we work along with, and we want to have those best-in-class partnerships where we're all working together for you. So there are situations that we might say, hey, it sounds like you might need something a little bit more. Let's introduce you to a partner that we have that can help you with that. Will the new Steer integration features be reserved for Ultimate, or are they available to all shops? So yeah, go ahead, Gabrielle.
So we are investing in both our core product, our essentials, and also Ultimate. So if you're asking about some of the features that were mentioned today, I think we've talked, the call features are part of our new Ultimate package. And the upgraded version of the digital glove box is also part of the Ultimate package. You still have the vehicle page that will be part of your core feature. But then odometer and custom tokens are being rolled out to everybody. So odometer-based maintenance reminders, custom tokens, and you'll see more and more of that. We're going to continue to invest and really make our tools as valuable as they can be for all of you. This is another feature. If I missed something that you're curious about, just post it in the chat and I'll respond.
Yeah. Plan for Caller ID to populate Techmetric, or at least open programs or browsers. Okay, John, in the spirit of us being vulnerable and talking, what we would like to do is we would like to basically make sure that you can access our Caller ID Plus, not just from within the Steer dashboard, from other places. So we are going to be venturing out on efforts to bring Steer Caller ID Plus into other areas within your browser experience. So whether that's through a Chrome extension or other things like that, we want to make sure that it's the most accessible and most convenient for you to facilitate great conversations on the phone and a great customer experience. So the answer to that is yes, we do have plans. We'll inform over the next couple town halls. We'll give you more details about that. How do you plan to continue to grow Steer and AutoOps with adding this new product? That's a great question, Stephen. And here's what I can say. First of all, we would love for all of you to tell all your shop friends about our platform, about Steer, about AutoOps, about the capabilities that we have, about AutoOps websites, about all those things, because the more you tell others about how great our products are in terms of delivering value for your business, the more we're able to continue to, obviously we charge for our products are not free, and that can continue to make sure that we're funding. But we are also a well-funded company. We have people who We have a great, amazing CEO, Parker Swift, who is making sure that we have all the resources necessary to continue to invest in building out our products. Because we do know this, as we focus on the front of the shop, we recognize that you have a lot of needs, and it's getting more and more difficult for all of you to manage 10 vendors. And we understand that, and we are sympathetic to that. And so we want to make sure that we want to continue to do what we need to do to make your lives easier and to build more value and help you to grow value in your business. And it'll be us and up to our CEO and our leadership teams to make sure that and by the way, we are, like I said, we are well positioned to be able to continue to grow and add to our products. It's a challenge because there's more things that we can do in a day than we can get to, and so we're continue to be pushed about how we can deliver more and more products. But we want to make sure, but we will not sacrifice. Gabriella just went through a whole bunch of stuff we're doing on Steer. Gabriella, you can nod in agreement with me. We are not going to start. We're going to continue to add to AutoOps. We're going to continue to add to Steer. We're going to continue to add capabilities that help you grow your shop, grow your business. How will the auto odometer rule will it be applied automatically? Also, we can request a copy of all locations feature to override the current campaign data, had delete each location. Gabrielle, I can take one part of that, or did you want to take all of it? You tell me. I can take the first part if you want.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, so with odometer, in terms of odometer, we're going to give you the ability to, first of all, set a couple settings related to odometer, but it's kind of simple like this. We're going to go, and based on the age of the vehicle, we're going to make some really solid estimates on what we believe that odometer to be. Remember, it's estimated odometer. That'll be also informed by actual odometer as you perform service on the vehicle and record the odometer. We'll have a couple different ways of recording actual odometer, but we'll do that to build an estimated odometer that you can begin to use. That will get more and more informed over time. So we will also be allowing you to adjust approximate usage based on the certain vehicle. Some vehicles, depending on area, depending on maybe it's a recreational vehicle or things like that, might not have as many miles on it. So we're going to allow you to tweak sort of the calculations around estimated odometer. And Gabriella, can you do anything about the ability to copy to all locations feature? Are you familiar with that?
So is that related to, instead of having to override the current campaign data, instead of having to delete at each, Jake, if you could just post in chat what you meant by that. I'm not sure that I fully understood what you meant, if it was related to campaigns or related to odometer.
And by the way, you will, if Jake was asking, will it be applied to us automatically? You will get it, and there will be a switch that appears in Steer to say turn on estimated odometer. Maybe that's the real simple way of answering what you were asking.
And we'll have more educational content in those pop-ups that come up in product that explain what you need to do, but we'll keep it really, really simple.
Yep. Great. How will you work around competing with local SEO? For example, if you have 5 shops in the same area using the service, or do you stop the website build and leave SEO work up to us? No, we definitely don't. I mean, obviously you will have the tools to be able to go in and modify SEO settings across the site at the page level, everything. But what we're going to endeavor to do is we're going to make sure that we provide you with unique content. We're going to help you generate unique content. And I can say that one of the things that as part of this process, we're going to, probably the part that will be on the folks, on if you want a website, we're going to, some of the key things around the website are going to be what makes your shop special, what makes your shop unique, what are some unique characteristics about your shop. All of those things are going to go into helping us generate unique content that you believe that are going to inform the website and thus be available from a SEO perspective for search. Now, obviously all of you are competing in areas for the business all the time, and we're going to give you the tools and the support to be able to understand how to both. And by the way, we have AI embedded in through the tools that we have, so that you're going to be able to, if you're like, hey, I need some help generating something, great, we're going to have a little button there to help you be able to do that, and you'll be able to see that soon. So all that's going to be available, but yes, it's going to require really identifying what makes your shop special, what makes your service unique. How do you want to differentiate yourself from the other shops in the area? So, great. Eddie, I love Eddie just said, I'm super ready. How fast can you build the website? A little bit under the covers, we have an engineering team that is working, that has been working on this, that they're excited for you to start using this. And basically, how fast can we do it? We could technically, we can do it within minutes, where we take a lot of content, we scrape in your existing website, we look at your Google business profile, we look at reviews, and then we take input from you. And then we take that, we process it through I'll call it a black box, where we actually read all that stuff, we apply AI all over it, and then we actually automatically populate all your website content and then allow you to review it. So in theory, we can do it in minutes, but we know we're going to get an influx of folks who are interested in websites. So we want to be setting expectations that fill out that form. If someone could maybe post that link again in the chat, post it in there. Go ahead, fill out that form. Let us know. Eddie, be the first one on that list if you're not already. Make sure that you get to that. Make sure, because we're going to do the best we can. We know that a lot of folks are going to be interested in this, and so we want to make sure that get in there, fill out that form so we can reach out to you really soon. But it's not going to be, we're not talking weeks or anything like that. This is a matter of as quickly as we can engage with you and get some input about your shop and the things that make it special, the quicker that we can get your website going. Awesome. If we decide to leave, can we take the site with us? Patrick, it kind of depends on what you mean, take your site with you. There are some things that you can export out of our site tools, so we'll show them to you. I wouldn't say that, I want to be fair, maybe set once again in the spirit of expectations and reality. If you say, hey, I want you to set up all the site and then I'm going to take it, I'm going to host it on my own site, I don't think that's probably going to be feasible, meaning I'll just take it and I'll just go host it on my own web server. I don't think that's going to be feasible, but you will certainly have access to all your content, meaning there's nothing that's going to prevent you from accessing all your content and having that. So there's probably nuance in the question you're asking and the answer that I would give, but overall, I'd say you're going to be able to, you'll always have access to your information, and but in the spirit of like just being able to export it and like stick it on some web server somewhere, it's probably not going to be exactly like that, if that makes sense. Matthew, yeah, great question. Thanks for that, and good. I'm glad you could be here. The timeline of integrating Steer with more phone systems. We have a list of phone systems that are on our list. We will continue to integrate with those throughout the fall. We will have more news at the next town hall or the town hall after that. There's obviously, we have a lot of things baking, a lot of things going on, but Matthew, we will be excited to share with you additional information about our integrations with phone systems. Obviously we talked about Call Inbound. There are a number of other providers that we have on our list. I know I'm not being specific yet, but I definitely don't want to misalign expectations around that. But you can expect throughout the next 2 town halls to hear more information about integrating with phone systems. What else? Can we assign vehicle brands to technicians? Gabrielle, I know in terms of this is the capacity availability by tech.
So we are going to continue to add to that feature. I like that idea. Certainly something we're actively building and working through that. So I think that is certainly something we can look at.
I can say, I know in vehicle brands, I know right now, Gabriella, we're going to be able to assign services to techs. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know, some people have services that's like BMW service, Mercedes service. So if you have different services, you'd be able to do that. But specifically adding that next layer of brands, I know Gabrielle's been leading this charge on this, so she'll add it to her list of things to continue to enhance availability by tech.
And so what Steve's talking about, that's especially useful if you want to do like a BMW diagnostic versus XYZ diagnostic, that you can set up different services for that, and that'll be possible with initial launch.
I've seen some specialty shops, like the first page of Auto Ops is BMW, Mercedes, and they go through that BMW experience. I think that might lead to down that path a lot easier. Is that? Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, absolutely. From the issue tree, from the services in particular, absolutely. You can craft that based on, especially for specialty shops. Absolutely. Right. I'm just going to answer a question too while Marisha brings up another one. I saw Russell's question. Is there an AI phone service available? We do have partnerships. You can look in AutoOps. We have partnerships with Voice Controller and some other ones. I'm sorry, I'm just blanking out. If you're here, your partner here, feel free to drop it in the chat. We will have some more news about all of this coming. We're excited. Yeah, so we'll have more information coming about that. So Russell, yeah, make sure you tune into the next 2 AutoOps, next 2 town halls where we talk more about things that we're adding to AutoOps and things that we're adding to Steer. Possible to get more Canadian content in the campaigns. Mark, are you asking about, and I'm just curious, when you say Canadian content, you talking about language or anything specific, Ray? Gabriella, you know what?
I think I had understood this as like a Labor Day campaign with Canadian flags or other holiday relevant content to Canada. If that's not wrong, please, or if that's wrong, please post in the chat. But absolutely, we can take a look at that. I know I've also heard about French and Spanish templates. That's something we're looking into as well.
Yeah. I saw Mark while we were talking about phones. Mark, you also asked about, is GrandStream on the list of phone integrations? Mark, do you happen to know, and I'm blanking out right now, do you happen to know the underlying phone system that powers GrandStream? I don't think it's GrandStream themselves. I can't remember if it's something else. It's just called GrandStream. If it's hosted like NetSapiens or hosted something else. So if you know that, I'll take a gander at it as well. I know I've looked into GrandStream in the past. I just can't remember it right now. Excellent. We are working on some, while we're talking about our Canadian friends too, we are coming out with some additional capabilities on AutoOps to support multiple languages. So if you want to deliver in something in French, I know for Spanish speaking communities, you may want to do that. So there's some things coming out related to that. Awesome. And there you go, Gabrielle, I'll let you take this one.
So the login process, we're not doing a username and password these days. If it's not something that someone uses every day, it's just not something that they're going to remember. So what they will do is input their email or phone number, then do a two-factor verification, which is where we send a code to their email or phone number. They type in that code, a process they're really used to, and then they'll be able to get into their digital glove box and see all of their vehicles. There is a version of those pages that they can see if they're clicking through directly from a campaign. So let's say they come from one of your text or email campaigns, it goes to that digital glove box. They won't have to log in to see the majority of the content, but if they click around to go a little bit deeper, we might just ask them to log in at that point for security.
Yeah, that's great. And by the way, just because it's 5 of 3, 4 of 3 now, 3 p.m. here on the East Coast, I want to just say really quickly on behalf of Stephen, Greg, Gabriella, myself, our team behind the scenes, Marisha, who's been answering a lot of questions. Autumn is out there who helps facilitate all of these and a lot of the amazing content that we have to share with you on these as well. Thank you, obviously, to our CEO, Parker Swift. Super excited. We're super thankful that you could be with us today. I know we'll continue to answer some questions if you want to hang out, but I just know as folks need to drop, please go with our appreciation again. We'll see you at the next town hall, which will be pretty soon. We're excited we'll be excited to bring you more things. So, Marisha, are there other questions that you wanted to throw up? I know we'll take as many as we can. We'll go for another few minutes. Is there any other questions if there's not?
Well, a lot of questions. I think it's the most we've ever had.
Yeah. Any plans for improving texting to be able to send videos?
Yes, we are definitely looking at this. So videos, also we're looking at sort of a rich text campaign where you actually be able to scroll through multiple photos and do some rich actions as well.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if any of you are up on the latest technology related to RCS and the ability to send RCS messages, which enables some cool stuff. And so we'll begin to as that's something that is sort of like maturing. As many of you know, Apple for their iPhones just released RCS support, and we're not sure how many, maybe 6 months ago or something like that. So we're excited now that that's getting a little bit more broad adoption. We'll be able to leverage that as part of our campaigns as well. Do you guys offer digital video inspection? We do not right now, Daniel. We definitely have some partners that we partner with. That is something that when we think about, that's digital video inspection is one of those ones that kind of crosses over between what happens in the bays and what happens in terms of connecting with your customers. So it's something we think about in terms of we want to make sure that we're facilitating awesome communication with your customers as well. So we don't at this point, Daniel, but we definitely have partners that best-in-class partners that do. What AI service do you offer other than website and graphics? So when you think about it, Russell, I assume you're talking about the websites, and that is basically SEO generation, so SEO content tags, things like that. AI, once again, will be doing all the and Gabrielle, I know you can talk about some AI that we do on Steer, like our review responses, our text replies, things like that.
So anywhere you're writing a message to a customer, so if it's in our Steer inbox or replying to a review. We do have suggested responses that use natural language processing models. We also have a new feature, which is automated responses that can be set after hours to respond to customers that uses AI. Our email campaign builder uses AI. You can use it to generate images. You can use it to generate text and calls to action and things like that. Our websites are all AI powered, and then we'll be adding a lot more. Call intelligence that we talked about earlier is using AI to evaluate all of your phone calls, generate a sentiment about it, and bubble up the ones that might need attention.
Yep. I got a note just to make sure I clarify. When I mentioned RCS a second ago, we don't currently support RCS in terms of sending direct RCS messages. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that we were looking into it. There's capabilities that are now becoming more available, but we don't do it currently. I just want to make sure no one misinterpreted that. Great. Can you add a feature that allows us to text a number that is not a client yet? We get a lot of leads. Gary, I just want to say, in terms of just to make sure, if they're not a client yet, which means they haven't booked an appointment, if they're not, there are a lot of laws around this that dictate what you can and can't do, and it certainly would encourage, and maybe I'm telling you what you already know, but right now it has to be very careful, and we have to be very careful that we don't allow you to do things that could get you into some legal or whatnot trouble related to. And you can look into things like TCPA, or if I'm not sure where you're located in California, there's more strict rules as well. The bottom line is, unless you cannot text the person, just either out of the blue. Now, if they've given you if they've opted in, or if they've done something to say, yes, I'm willing to receive, like explicitly say, I'm willing to receive a text message, you shouldn't just text the person. You could get in legal trouble and find yourself not in a good place. So want to make sure we always are careful when we talk about texting people, especially who haven't opted in. As part of our online scheduling and some other things that we do have very explicit opt-in, which is required. And we want to make sure that you're always complying with those laws to make sure the fines for these are very significant, and we would never want to get shops into a situation where we've enabled that too much. So.
And then, Gary, you can, if you do have permission to text someone who's a prospect, you can add those customers via Steer, if you use Steer, either individually, or you can work with your CSM to do a bulk upload of those customers. They will be uploaded as prospects, so they don't mix in with your customer database. And then if they later come through in your shop management system, they have an invoice, we will match those profiles together. So you don't have to worry about duplicates or mess of like which ones are my customers and which ones aren't. Steer automatically does all of that data cleansing, and I'd love to talk to you about this in more detail if you don't think that'll work with you. The last one I'll call out, I think we talked about this last town hall, is we have recently added the ability to create a form and put it on your website where you can have a customer say like, yes, I want to be a prospect. I want to hear more from you, get promos, etc. before they become a customer, and they would be added and you could text them from there as well.
Great. Yeah, Eddie said, well, the highlights of town hall. I'm sure Autumn, who somewhere, I don't think she's on stage right now, but absolutely, we will make sure the highlights of this, different parts get, there you go, there's Autumn right there in the chat. Absolutely, Autumn and her team will make sure that everyone has access. I think both the video and snippets of this will be posted on social media and different places. So yeah, so we're super excited. Well, why don't we bring this to a close? Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. We're really grateful again. Thank you. I know to all of us, happy anniversary, 1 year that we are now one. And but most of all, really thank all of you. You guys are what makes our business a business, and we're excited to continue to deliver value to your shop. So thanks for coming, and we'll see you in the next town hall.